Screen time salutations to all you internet dwellers out there, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I'm joined by the boys. Keelan, what's going on?
Not much. Can't complain. It's a marvelous Wednesday. Feeling good, looking good, and just looking forward to getting into this.
Nice. And we got the mustard. Dijon, how you doing, man?
I am beat, but I am ready for this show. So
beet, I would say you look a little bit more purple than beet colored, but all right, I got you.
Let's see.
Change that hue.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. That looks more beet.
It blends in with the background.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm glad to see you guys again. Glad to talk about Westworld again. Thank you guys so much for listening. We very much appreciate it. We're going to talk about episode 2 of the first season of Westworld. The boys actually haven't seen Westworld yet, so we're going to kind of just take our time. We've been taking turns choosing movies and stuff, and I kind of decided that on my turns we'll just do an episode of Westworld. So we're going to kind of follow the season in the coming weeks and talk about each episode. So Westworld episode 2, season 1 is called, I forgot the name. Oh, it's called Chestnut, yes. I believe. Yes, Chestnut. And let's just get your guys' first impressions right off the bat, and then we'll see what you guys would like to talk about the most. Keelan, first impressions of episode 2?
Whew. First impressions of episode 2. Where the fuck is Westworld, and is there some way to get a discount?
Well, I could answer those questions, but you just got to find out. You'll find out.
For sure.
But the location of Westworld actually isn't a huge mystery to any parts of the story. But yeah, you'll find out eventually where Westworld is.
And it's probably Utah.
It does look like Utah.
It does look like Utah.
I think they actually shot in Utah. So you're right about that, at least for sure, because a lot of the scenes are shot in Utah, Monument Valley too, I think, in Arizona. But Dijon, what were your first impressions?
It was good. I mean, you can't complain too much. It's a TV show, and like any other TV show, you got to get the build up in the first 4 episodes, maybe 3, just to see what we're gonna go with. I'm interested to see what's gonna conspire with everything. It seems like they got the whole build up. Two new characters just came into the show.
Yep.
Kind of gave us his own perspective on how you get into Westworld, which was like, okay, cool. Like, I like the idea that you guys were mentioning that it's the same guy who did the Jurassic Park novels and wrote Jurassic Park. So I'm like, when are they going to add this in? And they definitely added that in this episode, which was cool. So it's like you kind of get to see the facility a little bit more too.
Right. Yeah. You get the user experience.
Right. I thought that was amazing. Just even the way we jumped into that really kind of caught me off guard. I was like, oh, that's where we're okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. It's kind of cool because you get to see a peek behind the curtain. Up until now, I mean, this is only the second episode, but in the prior episode, we didn't get to see any of really like how the person gets into Westworld, like what's it like, what's the background like, at least for the customer. We see what the background's like for the people that operate Westworld, but you don't get to see like the product of the customer. That's why I kind of enjoy this episode a lot, is that you finally
Nick, you have a little muffle over your mic.
Sorry guys, is this any better?
There you go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my mic does that sometimes. Sorry. But what I like about this episode is the ability to kind of step into the visitor's shoes, and you definitely get that with the introduction of William and I always forget the other guy's name. Douchebag. We'll call him Douchebag because I totally forget his name.
It was crazy because I didn't get a gist of what these guys' names were. I was like,
William is the only name. It's funny because even within like watching it, the friend, even though he's being really mannish and upfront about everything, he's not as memorable as the William character.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because he's like with what's his name? That's Anthony Hawkins, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Anthony Hawkins was saying at the very end of the episode, he's like, it's not what you want, but what the guests really want.
Right.
It's just that subtlety, that detail. And you know what? That was kind of nice jumping into this episode and getting to see that from the guest perspective. And then basically, jumping back and forth, seeing little guests here and there, like, yeah, I'm here to get some ass. My wife don't have to know, or my husband don't know that I'm getting cowboy tossed to some shit. But yeah, it was nice not to just see violent. Well, the concept, you're just raping, pillaging, or just having sex.
Right. Absolutely. And the friend's name is Logan. I forgot. Logan. Yeah. I
like
don't know if
better.
douchebag is more appropriate. He's definitely is a douchebag. I did enjoy the sort of like the experience that William gets to have. He gets escorted after the train into like a room where everything is made for him, like tailor made, and you get to choose your outfit, choose your guns. Like that to me, that seems like the most like a video game I've seen, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed that part.
Don't forget the pre-action. Possible for pre-action.
Yes.
Hey, look, he's already paid and he's already there. Might as well jump into the game.
With Elon Musk's ex.
That's his ex?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is funny. I'm like, you can stay here take as long as you want. I'm like, I can imagine how many guests just stayed having sex with their chauffeur at the beginning.
How much time do they waste in there?
Well, and Logan did. I mean, Logan, we see that William gets to the train before Logan, and he's zipping up his fly.
And we also see that Logan will take one of the horses to the room if he could. He's just there for the fun of the action, which is, that's what you're there for. That's what you paid for.
Which is interesting because when he was taken away, he was like roping on. He wasn't roping, but he had like a guy and a girl.
Yeah,
You're like, who's on top?
He's indulging.
Right. He is. That's what I'm saying. Like he's going as far as he absolutely can from the beginning. So I wasn't really surprised that he took part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. He's like, well, my sister did everything else. I'm like, that's your sister, man.
Yeah, that made me no.
Well, he said that because he says that because William is marrying his sister. If you didn't, they kind of dropped that a little bit in the episode. But, yeah.
Okay.
That's a little bit unsettling to hear. I'm like,
right. So they're technically like brother-in-laws to be.
And that's why he's like, I'm excited to find out who you really are.
Right. Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. I wouldn't have went. Look, I wouldn't have went.
Nah. You know, my fiance or whatever getting plowed by some android. God damn.
If I'm him, you found out too much early. But what I believe is going on also, William didn't pay for the trip. The brother-in-law did.
Mm-hmm.
Logan did.
Right.
So Logan paid for the trip. I don't think he really had an option.
No.
That was his gift to his sister and to his brother-in-law.
Right. Exactly.
I got fucked an android, so
you get to go do that too.
You can do that. Remind me of I'm sorry. Have you guys seen a show called I forget the name of it. It was on Netflix. It's called like Man Looking for Girlfriend or something.
Man
something like
woman.
that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was an episode when his girlfriend sincerely was physically sick where she couldn't be aroused to him. And she ends up buying her a sex doll, like a human live sex doll. And this dude, and she's just plowing. The sex doll is just plowing her. It's like a real person. That's what this shit reminds me of.
Wow.
Yeah. So, what did you guys think about the kind of like the RPG elements too? When they get into the town, I really think it's funny that Logan's like telling William not to pick the guy up that fell off of the back of the train.
He didn't try to take her some stupid ass treasure hunt or something on the other side of the fucking town. It's like, hey, and then what did he do? He found him a little later. And, hey, I want to thank you. And if you got any time, I got a treasure map and. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What are you doing?
You know what? I would have did the same goddamn thing. I would have killed his ass.
Just killed him in the saloon. Yeah.
Fucking Fable style. I don't give a fuck.
What I like is it seems like Logan thinks he has it all figured out. And by continuously saying, I'm not interested, not interested, not interested, he thought that was going to get him to just go away.
Right.
But clearly, that was not the command that would get him to go away because you weren't the one that was partaking in that quest.
That's right. Yeah. He was trying to get William on the quest.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So I like that to an extent. It reminds me of how in certain RPG games or even just open world games, some of them aren't really RPG, but we'll just call them open world. You can run away from the enemy by simply entering a portal.
Right.
Like,
or getting far enough away from them.
yeah, just get far enough away and it just kind of times them out away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it really reminded me of. Like, if he had just gotten up and walked away at some point, his boy would have been on something else because he got sidetracked. You know, he's easily sidetracked because he knows the things that he can do that he likes, and that's pretty. He's already found his niche. He's in his box already.
Right. Yeah, he already kind of knows, what he wants out of the trip for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I guess we'll see what William wants out of the trip as well. But I mean, he kind of seemed reluctant at first to participate.
Definitely, but I mean, I think that's that didn't so much make me think that he was timid as much as I think they were trying to convey that. What it made me think of is that player who just started playing the game. Yeah. Some people are going to jump straight into the game and fail hard. Some people are going to, maybe lose once or twice, and then they're going to sit back and watch other people play so they can pick up some tips. And I think that's more so what he was doing.
Yeah.
And he saw what it was that he was interested in, especially once he realized, okay, so there are little things that are happening that will start a quest. Or once he figured that part out, he saw the can roll. And then nothing happened because nobody grabbed it. But then again, the can rolls again. And that's when it registers to him like, oh, you know what? Let me go pick up this can. Yeah. Let me go pick this can up. And he picks up the can, tips his hat, and goes back with his boy. But he knows that now, just like with the old man, Dolores is going to come back around to him at some point to try to get
open
that
up the quest. Yeah.
Nah, he was thinking with his dick now.
I mean, yes, but
Yeah.
The vagina wasn't being thrown at him, so he's like, no, I'll do it now.
Hey, look, sometimes that's the best way to get it is to feign like you don't want it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, maybe he needed the, damsel in distress or something. Yeah.
He might be looking for the young and the helpless.
Yeah. So what did you guys wanted to bring up? McKeelan, did you have anything that you wanted to mention?
I want to definitely discuss the trigger phrase that causes the hosts to break protocol and grow a different level of consciousness, which is these violent delights have violent ends. I remember we discussed this quite a little bit, not quite too much in episode 1, but in episode 2, it was literally spoken just the one time. And if you watched episode 1, you know exactly what it means. Yes. And what that leads me to believe is we're going to find out where this phrase comes from, why it's significant. I don't think it's just the trigger of it all. There's a reason that particular phrase is breaking their normal protocols. And then to put hand in hand with that, we saw, in my opinion, we saw 3 things. We saw 3 things that will lead me to believe that there are 3 people that could be responsible. And I do believe it's sabotage. Those 3 things are Bernard's discussions with Dolores. I forgot his name. Anthony Hopkins' character's name is...
Oh, that's a great question. I always just call him Anthony Hopkins.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Officially, we can call this Odin Wednesday.
Odin Wednesday.
We can definitely call it Odin Wednesday.
Odin Wednesday's back.
We'll write him out as just call him the master or the maestro because he is kind of the creator of all of this, right?
Ford.
There we go. Yeah. So Ford, his little side quest that he went on. Now, first off, I was really like, please don't let this go weird with the whole, you want to go on a walk with me, little boy? What?
Yeah, thankfully it didn't go that way.
and I'm blaming HBO for that.
Right.
I'm blaming HBO for me not knowing how that was going to go. I've seen way too many HBO shows where you're like, wait, what? Anyway, that's all that's getting out of me. So they have the discussion as he's taking a trip with a young man. And what it makes me think is he's built a replica of the child version of him.
Yeah, you caught it right away. That's really good. Nice.
And that is his way of kind of reminding him of why and all that good junk. And it's like, okay, narcissism much.
Definitely.
like extreme levels of narcissism. So much so that he doesn't. But I like how he doesn't consider himself God. He thinks he's playing God, and he considers himself a witch. I like that.
Yes, because he understands that all of this isn't real.
Right.
Exactly.
Gods can create real things. Witches create illusions.
Yeah. And just so you know, a little Easter egg for our listeners out there. These violent delights have violent ends is a Shakespeare quote. It's from Romeo and Juliet. And it's the friar that marries Romeo and Juliet together.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Why do I know so much Shakespeare? And you never know how much Shakespeare you know until somebody calls it out, and it's like
that's exactly right. Yeah.
Jeez.
Prolific.
That's why I stay quiet.
Because you didn't know. Nice.
No. Well,
you like Shakespeare?
I took a Shakespeare class back in community college with my professor. I said something very asshole-ish. And a lot of the students asked me, why are you here if you don't like Shakespeare? I said, to justify the shit I can talk later.
I remember you did say that before, yeah. You're right.
And she was just like,
to take any class.
And she was just like, yeah, I'm all interested. You're staying. And I mean, for me personally, I just think Shakespeare was overrated.
What do you think about Tupac? No, I'm joking. Don't answer that question. So,
Tupac who?
Oh. What was I saying about Westworld? So with that being said, and then you have again a name I don't remember, but the young guy who's trying to create the new storyline.
Yes. What the heck is his name? I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry, you guys. I should really have these off the top of my head.
No worries.
I know who you're talking about, though.
Right. So the young guy who creates the new storyline. At first, I'm like, I said that was gonna a shit storyline. Mm-hmm. You didn't need the top guy in all of this creation to come in and tell you it was a shit storyline. The janitor could have told you it was a shit storyline.
Yeah, he's kind of a fraud.
No, clearly. Yeah. He's gotten to his position clearly by way of necessity and not by way of him actually having any integrity and or talent.
Right. His name is Lee Sizemore.
Sizemore, yeah. Mm-hmm. And like again, he just seems like your typical manager guy. The manager type, the guy who kind of has to come in and do the job or delegate. But he wants a bigger role and he's trying. I'll give him that. He's trying, but he's kind of a dick. The storyline's trash. You get to Ford comes and Ford goes, he tears it apart, but he's really somewhat polite, but very in a brute way, very dickish about it as well. Mm-hmm. What I think is crazy from that gave me, or would have given me if I'm Sizemore, all of the battery in the back I need if I already had any ill intent towards you. I also feel like, and I'm going to say this and I have a few more, but I want to let Dejan go a little. I also feel like sometimes we're jumping back and forth in timeline. Like sometimes we're in the future, sometimes we're in the past, sometimes we're in the future, sometimes we're in the present, sometimes we're in the past, sometimes we're in because certain things aren't adding up when it comes to Dolores, when it comes to the Man in Black, Maeve. Some of those things definitely seem like out of a time switch.
Right. Well, there is definitely Maeve. So what's happening? I can tell you a little bit of what's happening without spoiling anything. The mechanisms of the hosts, because they're robots, they have total recall.
Right.
So some of the things you're seeing are indeed just memories.
No, yeah, but I think we can distinguish the memories. I mean, it's more so the scenes themselves sometimes, like what's actually, no, you're right. I get what you're saying. Like okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Because they're robots. Yeah. So now that like Maeve is starting to wake up, she's starting to have recall of past loops.
Moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that were supposed to have been wiped of her snapping out and waking up out of sleep mode and stuff like that already. Got it. Yeah, okay. That did help. But so Dejan, anything you wanted to off top bring up? Because
I did enjoy that aspect of it, and I was like, all right, cool. And they were freaking out, like she's waking, like I thought you put her in sleep mode,
right?
And just getting to see that, like it was actually traumatizing to her for once, seeing another android gets shot. I'm like, God damn, poor James. What his last name? Madison.
James Marsden. Yeah.
James Marsden. I'm like, damn, dude.
They're just hosing him off in the corner.
Mm-hmm. It's like watching X-Men 3 all over again. God damn.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, really quick, wasn't James Marsden Spike in Buffy?
No.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Okay. Forgive me for that interruption of nonsense.
No, it's all right.
About the 1999 or 1990s Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
For Josh, was it Josh Whedon? Before Josh Whedon got his Avengers break.
Yes, actually. Yeah. I want to say that was probably what put him on the map. Because that show did numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Until you killed her off from Run Your Breath for Life, and then your show went to shit.
Eliza Dushku got her big break from that. Allison Hannigan got her big break from that. You can't really destroy it. It's done well. Anyway, so yeah. We were saying other than Josh Whedon and
I like this. I like the concept. I think I like Maeve's storyline throughout the season is one of the really strong storylines. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys think when going forward, because she's just kind of started her storyline. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you wake up and you're on a slab and two people are looking over you. It's got to be disorienting.
Right. Yeah, I think the thing with Maeve I'm not going to say it threw me off, but I was trying to figure this out. So clearly there was a flashback, and at first I thought it was like maybe they had a slave simulation at some point, but they didn't. It was that Savage simulation. She just was a part of that at one point before they put her in the brothel.
Yes.
But at some point, and this is another one of those, I'm not sure if it was a timeline thing or how that was playing out, where the Savage that is portrayed by one of the hosts turns into the Man in Black coming to scalp her.
Yes.
And that I'm waiting to see how that makes sense later and what has to do with that.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably something.
Sense. Yeah.
And I love the Man in Black. I do want to talk because I love what he's doing.
Yeah.
I ain't leaving, boy. It'd have been nice if he said it that way. I ain't going nowhere, boy. This is my world. I'm a little disappointed. I didn't get no boy talk in there.
I know. That's true. No boy talk.
Oh, no. That scene just... That scene was great.
It's a strong scene. It's a strong scene. Yeah.
It definitely has standing power.
Mm-hmm.
Now, really quick, while we're talking, since we're kind of on the Man in Black and where he was, the guy, and it's weird. I wanted to remember his name, but I just couldn't. I remember his name, but the guy that he pulled off the rope, Lawrence. And then Lawrence had to go kill his wife to get the information, and then to find out how that worked out is like he knew, but he wasn't really the person you needed. The key was somewhere within him.
Yes,
but I want to make sure. Isn't that Frenchie from The Boys?
No, different actor, but does kind of look like him. Yeah, they do look alike. They look a lot alike. I think it's kind of fucked up that like you have to murder Lawrence's wife in order to get the clue to the maze. Like, how
far are you willing to go?
Right. What kind of deep cut quest is the Man in Black on? You know.
And it's, you know what? I'm not even mad at the Man in Black. He's just figuring things out. Who created it?
That's true. I mean, assumingly Ford.
Story. Assumingly. But this is a very nuanced quest.
Yeah.
And where you have to literally be the biggest asshole on the planet. Because imagine if he killed the kid first.
Right. Nothing would have happened.
Or maybe it would have triggered the mom and she would have given up the quest.
I think he knew something. That's why he gave her the bullets.
Well, the little girl.
But it was interesting, too, because it's like they're watching this dude and they're basically like, either they know he's doing something or he's not. But they're like, hey, no, let him do whatever he wants. Like, you want us to stop him a little bit or what? Like, no.
Right.
And that was customer. Right, but he's the guy who paying customer. Nice. He's the guy who's supposed to be in charge of keeping things up to protocol. So I'm thinking they're in cahoots, and he himself also wants to know something about whatever is beyond wherever he's trying to get to. Because what happens if you get to the maze? Like, why is he talking about he's never gonna leave, but he wants to get to this maze?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you also have to think that the Man in Black has been going there for 30 years. I'm sure he gets some special privileges. You know?
Right. He's a platinum member. He's a
platinum member. Yeah.
He's a Amex yellow card holder.
Yeah.
He's one of them platinum, not them platinum, them black.
No,
black cards.
Black cards.
The yellow card's higher than the black card.
Ooh.
Wow.
I learned something today. What is that yellow? What is that yellow card made out of?
I don't know.
Gold.
Probably gold.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm hoping that black card is made out of like black pearls or some shit, or fucking pyrite.
You know what's funny? What happens when you find out the black card is gray?
Oh no, that's like the only time I found out something was gray when I bought a Switch Lite and I thought it was gonna be black and it ended up being gray. That's all I can tell you.
Tut. All right. So what else you guys got?
Well, so that's so all of those things I was mentioning earlier kind of lead me back to what I was saying about the reason, the root. You know, these violent delights have violent ends. Now, yes, that comes from Shakespeare, and so that would automatically just take me to Ford. Like that has to be Ford, right?
Right.
But I'm trying to figure out who is responsible for the glitch. Like, it has to be one of those three guys. Absolutely has to be one of those three guys. And if it's not one of those three guys, none of them are as good as they thought they were.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. There's something going on for sure. And yeah, this is why I like this series and this season specifically, because there's a lot of threads that you kind of have to like tease out a little bit to kind of like, all right, so what's going on here? All right, what's what? Yes.
You said you like this season specifically.
Yes, I like this season specifically. There are 3 seasons.
That's funny.
The other two seasons are not as solid. They're good, but they're not as solid.
Please tell me we're not walking into a Game of Thrones territory.
Oh no!
I don't think so.
I don't.
Not like that.
Not that bad.
Okay, cool.
No. Yeah. No. It's season 1 by itself, which is what we're watching. Nothing like that. Yeah.
Right. Look, I think I'm more likely to tell you on air that the yellow card is not as high as the black card than I am to tell you that I think this is going anywhere near Game of Thrones territory.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting even the slightest hint of that.
It's real hard. It's real hard to get there.
I'm slightly getting confused. So the yellow card is.
Oh, it's not. I was totally joking. I'm sorry. I thought that was gathered. The part about it being the black card being gray, I wasn't joking about that part.
Why do this to me?
You ruined my illusions.
Talk to Amex.
The fuck, man?
I don't. I'm just over here talking, and it's good, man.
It's good.
Yeah, I don't see it going that far, but I never expected to see Thandie Newton asshole naked running around.
That's true. She did do that this episode.
And
she did do a lot of that.
It was. I'm just like, oh, okay, not expecting that one.
You're like,
where further are we going?
You were like, oh, hello, Andy.
You know what's funny about it is initially I was really just caught off guard that like I didn't expect that from a popular familiar actress. Like I expected that from an actress that we're just now finding out, and it was kind of surprising for that reason alone.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, how many cat suits has she worn over her career?
Yeah, I mean, and you know, like it makes sense. Robots don't need clothes.
Not at all. So, and that's
yeah.
what made it so great. Also, in context, when you really stop and think about that whole thing for her, it wasn't about being nude. Like she was holding her stomach. She was holding her guts in. It wasn't about the nudity. So I like exactly bringing that up.
It's about her seeing the death all around her.
Right. And it's like, it's not so they have this concept when we find out that Bernard is sleeping with the boss lady. and he's talking about how they're always trying to error correct. They're always trying to become more and more human. I don't think they're trying to become more human. They're simply becoming more cognizant. That's it.
Yeah. 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 I mean, that's kind of the thing, is like, you're trying to push, the hosts to be as realistic as possible. Where is that line between being a host and then like having sentience?
Right.
Right.
Like,
and that's where we're seeing. Yeah. That's where we're seeing with Maeve. It's like now all of a sudden she's starting to wake up,
Right. Because humanity isn't automatically cognizant and coherent. Like, that's not the basis of humanity, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I look forward to the episodes to come for sure, because getting to rewatch this has been a lot of fun. And, you guys have anything else? Any ideas about what might be happening in the future? Anything?
I don't really have anything else. This was a great episode, so I'm excited for the rest. Yeah, I'm just really curious to know where's the Ben in Black going next. What's happening next with that?
Yeah.
Can't say that James Marsden character. I want to say his name is James in this, isn't it?
Teddy.
Yeah, Theodore.
He's either Scott or Donut Lord to me.
Donut Lord. I'm running with Donut Lord. Look, he's definitely Donut Lord. But no, if I'm being totally honest, even about his character or what's going on with that, I was curious to his continuously popping up. That lets me know that he is a big part of the main storyline. And I think that's because we found out about how much, Dolores is the oldest host. Right. So we know she is the main storyline.
Yes.
So within that's where I would find him being close to the storyline. I'm interested in that as far as he's concerned. Other than that, he's not interesting.
Yeah.
Dolores, I think we understand enough to know that she's going to be the epitome, like the downfall. She's going to be the hive mom of all of this. And that's pretty much it. As far as Ford and Bernard and Sizemore, I want more on their dynamic. It's very clear that Sizemore is the odd man out. Bernard and Ford have this mentor father-son relationship. But I feel like Ford has some disdain for Bernard. And I don't know if it's a fear of he can overtake, or if it's one of those things where he feels like Bernard's never going to be at the level he wants Bernard at to let Bernard take over. And that's initially going to be the real rift between them. And maybe Bernard already knows that. Yeah,
maybe. I mean, definitely lots of questions will be answered within the next few episodes. And so, I mean, I look forward to talking about this further, especially once we have everything said and done. We'll have a really awesome final episode to wrap it all up.
How many seasons is this?
3.
Like 3 right now? Okay, cool.
They're working on a 4th, aren't they? I want to say they're shooting 4th.
So, yeah, maybe. They might be.
And they need to do something before Anthony Hawkins decided to kick the can.
I know.
Man, Hannibal ain't dying.
I don't know. For me, that's all I've been thinking about. Like, damn, dude, I like him.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Man, yeah. Listen, Anthony Hopkins is somehow the exact same different guy in every single movie.
Oh, do yourself a favor and go YouTube the video of the orchestra playing the waltz that he composed when he was young.
Ooh.
It's really good. So he's like in the audience, and you can they have the camera on him, and he doesn't know that they're going to be playing the waltz that he composed when he was a younger man. And so it's like, yeah, man, it's so good. Like, he's just so happy to hear it. Like, yeah, it's really sweet.
That's awesome.
He has a Hannibal Lecter smell. Like,
yes, totally.
Brains for dinner.
That's right. Some fava beans. Awesome. Well, are you guys good with that? Do you have anything else you wanted to add?
My last question, and I think I might have asked this in episode 1, and I'm sure we'll get a firm answer at some point. They're not clones. I get that.
Right.
But is this technology similar to cloning? And when it comes to the are they robots or what are they?
Oh, I would say it's closer to like biological 3D printing.
That's what I was kind of thinking that.
Yeah, because
Even
like they're still like they still have like organs and innards. I don't know if they have like all the organs, but they definitely have blood and they definitely have insides and bones
tissue and all
stuff.
that good junk.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yes, and will we ever get tired of seeing? I mean, will we ever get the chance to stop seeing Donut Lord become fucking target practice for people?
No,
I don't know. I mean, he is written that way right now in his code.
God
so.
damn, dude, that's fucked up.
when he hears about the violent ends to those violent delights,
Right?
maybe he'll switch up.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, there's definitely more of Teddy to come for sure, and all of the characters that you've seen so far, you're gonna see a lot more of. So we're gotten a lot to talk about.
Tessa Thompson too, right?
Yes, she's coming.
No,
she's coming in next episode.
Nice. Yeah. Also, want to add, I am very, very intrigued and waiting to find out after Teddy's protocols are broken, what is he gonna do when he sees the Man in Black again?
Right.
Can't do shit. Tell you the truth. unless he catch him slipping outside.
So here's the thing. Watch this. The protocol states that they would never hurt a living thing. Now, after we heard that the first time, and Dolores was given the code from her father, and her protocols were broken, she killed a fly. In this one, we didn't have any robots per se act out, but we did see for a moment in Maeve some cognizance well beyond the understanding. Like she literally just got up and started running around a facility like she knew everything.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm curious, once your protocol is broken, if you're a guy like Teddy, who's programmed to be a gun wielder, if you're given real bullets, are they effective? Because the guns don't shoot. It's not that they can't pull the trigger. The guns can't kill the visitors.
Because I was just like, how did they doing that? It's that Hollywood effect for sure.
Yeah. There's a little bit of weird science magic going on with that for sure.
And I just remember that when William was getting set up and he goes like, do they work? She goes, only on those are supposed to work on.
Right.
Yeah, because Anthony Hawkins was doing that Harry Potter shit, talking that possum tongue to that fucking rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, he can. Well, yeah. Well, I won't get into but assumingly he has like the most control because he created the park. So
right. Yeah. So I would assume that everything has a fail-safe that he can control.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And I don't think Bernard is aware of that either.
Maybe not. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna have to find out next week what we think going forward and what we speculate. And we hope that you take the journey with us. We are going to be back. We'll be back with Westworld on what day is it today? Wednesday?
Another week from
next
now.
Wednesday.
Next. No, hold up. No. It'll be Sunday.
Next Sunday.
First Sunday of September.
Yes, there we go. Boom. Thank you. First Sunday of September, we'll be back with Westworld, so make sure that you check in with us. But we got an episode coming up on Sunday and the next Wednesday as well, 8:30 as always. It's going to be Keelan's choice or Dijon's choice?
Dijon on Sunday. And mine,
and then Keelan's. Wednesday. Okay, so we got Dijon's choice Sunday, Keelan's choice on Wednesday.
And I already know what that bad boy is.
All right. Are you going to tease it or no?
I can do it, or I can speak it now if you guys don't mind. I mean, it's very subtle.
Go for it.
Don't mind.
Freaking All-Star Superman.
There we go.
All-Star Superman?
Yeah.
Don't know what it is.
Is it on like HBO or something?
HBO Max with all the DC goodies.
All-Star
Superman is it's based off a graphic novel, award-winning graphic novel from Grant Morrison, and I don't want to say too much. It's an interesting take on Superman. Awesome. It's pretty subtle and chill, but it's fun.
Nice,
sweet.
It's one of the few storylines I like with Superman, and I sincerely don't like Superman as a character.
Understood. Yeah.
They never allow him to use his telekinesis. So what does it matter?
I mean, once you have all of the powers, then it's like, okay, what can you do? Right. All right. Well, that sounds great. So be sure to check in with us on Sunday at 8:30 for our coverage of All-Star Superman. And then, thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. If you have comments or any suggestions, please feel free to give us a comment or anything like that, some feedback. Please like and subscribe to our Facebook page and our YouTube page. That would be wonderful. We're trying to get our subscriber count up on YouTube. So please go over there and just hit that little button and make our day. That would really help us out. If you want to check out what we do on our separate podcasts, Keelan's got a podcast. It's called If Numbers Could Talk. It's on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. And he does his every Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Make sure you check him out on Facebook and on YouTube. He's got both pages, If Numbers Could Talk. The Dijon the Mustard has a Twitch channel, and he's got a Facebook page now, I just found out, and a YouTube page, Strawberries and Coffee. Please make sure that you go check out all of his pages, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. He streams on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 to 10:15. And yeah, make sure you go give him some love and check out what he's doing over there.
Yes, I'm totally whoring myself out, people.
That's the way to do it, man. And yeah, I got a podcast. It's called Exofathom. It's on Mondays at 8 p.m. Please feel free to check that out if you'd like as well. But if you're a purist at heart and just want to hear us babble about movies and TV and critique things for which we have no credentials to critique, thank you for taking this trip through the Screen Time Continuum with us. For Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I am Keelan.
I'm the Mustard.
Good night.